What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to some more Littleroot laddering, rounding out the week, playing some more of this Rayquaza Lapras team that Hannah and Specialer worked on in the Discord. So let's just get right to it today. Hopefully we can actually do Rayquaza a little bit of justice. Didn't really get to do much with it yesterday because we ran into Cali Ice twice. And not only Cali Ice, but also Hatterene. So hopefully we can redeem ourselves a little bit and not have to play against Trick Room, another 2 times. But it's all right. Like I kind of talked about yesterday, I think this team has an okay matchup against Cali Ice, but the pressure that Hatterene puts on us as well just makes it where Rayquaza is really inoptimal to bring there. So let's see what we got here. Crobat Hitmonlee. Okay, these are some mons you don't ever see. Got a Mimikyu, P2, Spectre, and of course Ho-Oh. Everyone's favorite big bird. What do we like? What are they doing? So I know Hitmonlee has like Fake Out. It has Unburden. I don't see a way of triggering Unburden unless it's like weakness policy things next to Crobat. I think I'm going to bring Eliki and Ensign up front here with like Ray, and I'm leaning towards Lapras here in the end game. Lapras looks pretty okay. Urshifu looks really good if they're bringing Spectre, but I think we're fine without it. Like, it lines up against P2. Actually, I really like Urshifu here. Obviously, we need to watch out for, like, Ho-Oh and Crobat, and Hitmonlee to an extent. But the fact that, like, we body the bottom 3 of their team is kind of good for us, so let's just jump into game number 1 here and see what we can do today. So we're going to see Crobat Hitmonlee. So we're going to get the Intimidate off onto the Hitmonlee. That's the part we really care about. And I think the play here, I just want to Electro Web. And I kind of want a Parting Shot off of the Hitmonlee here. Just because I'm not really entirely sure what it's going to be going for here. And I have a feeling that there's a... I really just don't know what to expect here. Normal Gym Fake Out. Okay. I think this is fine. Not quite what I anticipated, but I think this is fine. Now we can go into Ray. Like, obviously they're insanely fast now, but I think that's all fine. Like, we can protect the Eliki here. I'm just going to go for an Airstream into the Hitmonlee. I'm kind of ignoring the Crobat because I don't think it really does anything here for us. Whereas, especially once we get to +1, the Eliki is going to outspeed everything again anyway. Especially if we can take care of this Hitmonlee, which I have a feeling is going to be fine. They're not committing their Dynamax. That's completely fine by me. Does mean we need to be mindful of Ho-Oh in the late game, but we still have the Ensign in the back to cycle off some more Intimidates if need be. No Protect coming out. We're gonna see a close combat into the Eliki. And go for a Haze. But now we get our Airstream off. And there's the KO on the Hitmonlee. And now Eliki is the fastest thing on the field again. We should be. I'd be very surprised if Crobat under Tailwind outspeeds +1 Eliki. It could. What's great about this is if they bring out Ho-Oh, we might be able to outspeed Ho-Oh. Especially if we fire off. Now I think I want to go for Electro Web plus a Wormwind into the Crobat, pick up the KO on it, get the attack drop on the Mimikyu. Yeah, they're going to Dynamax the Mimikyu here. I wonder if they didn't bring Ho-Oh. I mean, this is just going to be a big Starfall, presumably, into Rayquaza. But I'm kind of fine with that. Going to break a potential Sash on the Crobats. Going to break the Disguise on the Mimikyu. I can't say I've ever seen that on Dynamax Mimikyu. That's really adorable. And there's the Haze. They're going to remove our speed boost. And their speed drops. And now they should be faster. Yeah. Makes sense. But they're going to pick up the KO on the Eliki. Now we pick up the KO on the Crobat. And they go to -1 attack on the Mimikyu now. Plus we can bring in... Oh, their Life Orb Mimikyu. Cool. So no more Haze shenanigans coming out from this Crobat. But now we can bring out Ensign. And get an Intimidate off on the Ho-Oh and the Mimikyu. Really good here for us. And we can go for the Fake Out into the Ho-Oh. I'm assuming there's going to be a Max Guard this turn from, or a Protect from the Ho-Oh. And I'm kind of fine with that. Actually, I think the play this turn is I want to cycle Ensign out because they're going to go for the Protect. And I'm going to go for a... This is their last turn of Tailwind. So I can go for an Airstream into... No, I just want to drop the... I just want to drop their attack, I think. As much as possible here. Just completely negate the amount of damage they're going to be doing here in the end game. Urshifu is going to go down. That's completely fine by me, though. Like, I don't think Urshifu was really critical to this end game. Man, there's a lot of damage coming in on that Ho-Oh. That's really good for us. But more importantly, we're dropping that attack stat, and I think that's the important thing here. Their Tailwind is over now. So Ray hopefully is the fastest thing on the field now. Mimikyu's at -3. -4. Right? And Ho-Oh's at -3. Okay. So their damage output should be super minimal now. So we can go for the Fake Out into the Ho-Oh, potentially pick up a KO there. And I'm going to go ahead and just go for a Protect this turn on Rayquaza. It might be smart to go for a Dragon Dance. But I would rather be safe than sorry, I think. They're going to protect the Ho-Oh this turn. I'm really surprised to not see that last turn, but that's fine. So barring no crit, I think we have this game locked up. So Rayquaza is faster than Ho-Oh. That's good to note. Because we can pick up the KO this turn on the Ho-Oh. And then we can go for a Flare Blitz instead of Mimikyu. I wonder if Mimikyu has Protect as well. We've only seen Starfall from them, which presumably is coming off of Play Rough. It's like the only physical fairy move that really runs around. Just goes to show you that the unkillable bird that is Ho-Oh is not all that powerful if you just completely negate the amount of damage they actually put out. So, I did say barring a crit we were in this game, but that crit's definitely going to matter. Ho-Oh might honestly take itself out here. Not quite, but another one will, so that's fine. Because we pick up the KO on the Mimikyu. That's the important part there. So barring no crit this turn, we should win. EQ. Interesting. Not something I expected from a Ho-Oh here, but that's going to put us in citrus range. We're going to go back up. And then Flare Blitz is going to take it out. GG, opponent. I think the play of sacking off the Urshifu really did make a difference for this game. Because, like, had we had Urshifu over Ensign in that late game, I think it makes it more awkward because we're not getting that extra Intimidate off. Which could have made a difference. But ultimately, I'm pretty happy with how we played that game. Dynamax Rayquaza got to do a ton of work there for us. Unfortunately, they got the crit at the last possible minute to pull themselves back into that game, but it wasn't quite enough. All right. Well, now we have Kyurem White next to Whimsicott. Presumably like Tailwind, Fake Tears shenanigans coming off. Fake Tears would make sense if they also have the Galar Moltres. Eliki definitely benefits from it. Kartana and Dracovish rounding out the team for our opponent. What do we like? I think this is like Ensign Eliki with... I want to bring Clef so we can Dragon Dance with Ray, but I don't know if we actually need that. We could just do Lapras Ray in the last slots. Is Lapras really accomplishing anything here for us? Puts on pressure against the Moltres. Actually, I think I like Clef more. And we'll just plan on Dynamaxing the Rayquaza in the late game. I think this is fine. Opponent coming down to the wire there on their walk-in. But that's fine. That is completely fine. They have all that time for a reason. Might as well use it all. So we are going to see that Whimsicott Kyurem lead. Beautiful shiny Kyurem. And I think the play... So I just want to... Fake out plus Electro Web this turn. And get... I want to get to a point where we can potentially Parting Shot off of the Kyurem play gets punished if they have, like, Protect on Whimsicott, which is not super common. I personally really like Protect on Whimsicott for instances exactly like this. But we do see the Dynamax coming out from the Kyurem from our opponent. Whimsicott does have the Protect. Interesting. That might be something that's been trending upwards. And I have a feeling this is going to be like Max Quake into probably Eliki. There is the Max Quake. It's going to go into Instant. That is going to be enough for a KO. Interesting. So now how do we play this? I think we bring out Clef here. I think we Protect plus Volt Switch off of the Whimsicott, break a potential Sash, bring in Rayquaza. Kyurem is at -1. So at -1 with Tailwind, we might still outspeed. Whimsicott's going to fire off the taunt, so we're definitely faster. Show me a Max Quake into my Eliki slot, please. Man, super smart play from our opponent. Yep, I'm pretty sure that Hailstorm single-handedly just won them this game. I think we're in this game up till that point right there. It covers all of our plays there. Like, if we go for the Volt Switch like we did and bring in Rayquaza, it just does exactly what it did. If Eliki stays in, it knocks it out with the even through the Focus Sash because of the hail. So, like, man, really, really smart play there from our opponent. And I'm pretty sure we're just actually out of this game at this point. So how could we have played this game differently? I don't think Urshifu was important. I don't think Urshifu really accomplished anything here for us. I don't think... Maybe if we were anticipating the Protect from Whimsicott on 1, we just go for the Parting Shot anyway. But they're going to be faster than us, even at -1. Yeah, just look how little damage we're doing here. There's no way we're in this game still. And there goes Clef. Oh! Clef being a bulky girl and holding on there. But yeah, unfortunately we're very dead here. So we'll go ahead and just call this game, get on to the next one, and think about what we could have done differently here. Honestly, I don't really see a lot that we can do against their team. Like, Kyurem just seems like it's really good against exactly what we're trying to do here with Rayquaza. Like, the fact that our restricted just doesn't line up well against theirs is definitely a part of it. Eliki providing the speed control doesn't really accomplish much here either. And I don't think Lapras was a correct bring. But maybe it is, and like we just need to set up screens. If we do like Clef plus Lapras, and just try to stall out their Dynamax while putting up screens from ours. I'm not entirely in love with that, but I think that might have been the play. So let's get one more in here today to round out this week and see if we can pull off an even record for Rayquaza for the week. But all right, Groudon, Venu, Thundurus, Ensign, Feeny, and Grimmsnarl. Could be Trick Grimmsnarl, could be Light Clay, Screens. I think Lapras looks really important here. I think this is a Lapras Clef game. With Ray. I don't really care for Ensign here. Just because they could have Thundurus. So maybe we want Eliki. Eliki literally cannot beat Groudon in the end game if that's what it comes down to. But we line up well against Feeny. Is Urshifu better? I don't think so. I don't think Urshifu really does here anything for us. I don't think Ensign does either, so I guess this is just Eliki. And just have a little bit of speed control if possible. So let's see, what does opponent bring up front here? I think Thundurus plus Feeny is a likely combination. Groudon plus Venusaur is obvious. Ensign plus Thundurus could be another one that we could see up front. Ensign Venu. Interesting. I don't think I want to... What do we want to do here? We can bring in Eliki. Does that accomplish anything, though? I don't think so at this point. I think this is just a Resonance into Venu and a Follow Me here. Like if they want to go for a... Oh, I should have protected. This is bad. This turn is really bad because... They are going to fake out the Clef and then put my Lapras to sleep, and then we basically lose our Dynamax. Okay, they're not. They're going to Dynamax the Venusaur. That's really good for us. This is good. This could be a Max Ooze into the Clef, which would not be great for us, because then obviously the Venusaur is going to go to +1, and most likely take out our Clef. But if this is Vine Lash, I feel okay. If this is Max Guard, I don't feel great. This could be Vine Lash into Lapras, Fake Out into Clef. I think that's the most likely scenario. Could also be Taunt into Clef. Yeah, no Fake Out. This could be Parting Shot into Lapras that's going to get redirected. There is the Max Ooze. Clef is going to take that like a champ. And there comes a Snarl. Okay. Well, we don't really care about putting out damage. We just want to prevent you from doing damage. This is the big thing here. We get our screens up. That's the important part here. Now I think I want to focus down this Ensign slot. And what do I want to do with Clef? We could go into Ray. I don't think that's great. I think the best play is probably just protect with Clef and try to stall out their Dynamax as long as possible. We're going to see another Midseason. Clef takes that like a champ. Probably another Snarl here from the Incen. No, just gonna see a U-turn. Is this into Groudon? No, into Feeny. Okay. This is kind of fine, to be honest with you. Like, sure, Feeny takes that, you know, like a champ, but now we have Rain Up. So this could bait them into switching in the Groudon this turn into the Feeny slot. They also could just go for a Calm Mind this turn, which would actually be kind of bad for us. I think our play is to Geyser that slot. And to let Clef go down. It's really unfortunate because they're going to get to +2 on the Feeny this turn. No, here comes the Vine Lash. Interesting. So Clef does go down. That's completely fine, though. Presumably, here comes the Calm Mind. No, just firing off of Nature's Madness. Okay. Yep, there's a Vine Lash damage. But now we get to bring in Eliki here, which is going to put on a lot of pressure against this Feeny. And I think it's appropriate to switch out Lapras into Ray this turn. Kind of want to Electro Web. Kind of want to Thunderbolt the Feeny. Kind of anticipating a Groudon. Might be just correct to protect this turn and see what our opponent does. I don't hate that. They are going to withdraw the Feeny. Here comes the Groudon. Okay. I'm glad with the play we've made so far. And here comes Rayquaza. As long as Rayquaza is out on the field, they don't get their Chlorophyll boost, which is cool. Kind of want to Dragon Dance here. Kind of scared of this Groudon. They could have Rock Slide, which would really hurt. I think we need a Dragon Dance here. And I want to Volt Switch off of the Venusaur because I have a feeling they might switch that into Incen this turn. Nope, just gonna go for a Protect. Okay. We could lose Eliki this turn then. Question is, what is Groudon doing? Okay, there's a Precipice Blades. That's really good. because that means Ray is safe. We're going to lose Eliki, but that's whatever. So now we can bring in Lapras. And we can kind of need to take out this. I think they're more likely to switch out Venusaur than anything else here. See, Freeze Dry goes to 140. Hydro Pump goes to 220. Divided by half is 110. So yeah, Freeze Dry is the better play here against Groudon. And we're not going to miss. They're going to switch out. Presumably this is bringing in Incin. Going to drop our attack on our Rayquaza. But this Dragon Ascent is going to hopefully do a decent amount. Oh yeah, real good damage. Gonna see a few stat drops there. And there is the Rock Slide. That's unfortunate. Because I'm pretty sure that just seals up this game. Crit through our screens. We crit back and be in this game. It won't matter at this point. They still have Venusaur in the back. Oh yeah, we take 5 lash damage here to end it. Well, what could we have done differently? This might have been an Urshifu game, in all actuality. Urshifu gets to put on a bunch of pressure against the Groudon, because we are faster than it naturally. And we can just Wicked Blow to put out a bunch of damage against it. We also could have... I don't think it was an Incin game, like, looking at it on paper. Like, yeah, it lines up well against Groudon and their Incin, but them having the U-turn there tells me that they're Assault Vest, so they're going to just try to be cycling in and out as much as they can anyway, which is what Incin does. We just do it with Parting Shot, they do it with U-turn to chip away. But I don't think Incin lines up there. Like, in all actuality, it lines up pretty well against everything except for Feeny, which is what we need Eliki for. So it might have been correct not to Dynamax Lapras, but in hindsight, they showed us Snarl on turn 1, and, you know, had we had that information beforehand, I think it would have been fine, but seeing how, you know, it's not open team sheet, we don't know anything about their team going in. Expecting a Snarl there on 1, I don't think is typical. But Urshifu could have been fine instead of Clef. And then we can just go for like a Wicked Blow or a Close Combat. We probably... It could also could have been correct to like lead on Rayquaza, like Rayquaza Clef. Go for the Follow Me plus Dragon Dance on 1 to get back up to neutral, plus 1 speed. And then Dynamax and go for the Dragon Ascent into the Venusaur then, because then we would be faster even through Chlorophyll because Airlock triggers. It's an interesting thought experiment. I think that last game was winnable, but I don't think I played it very well in all actuality. So that is going to be it for this week, everyone. Thank you so much for sticking around all week with us, and shout outs to Hannah and Spatula for putting this team together for me. It was fun. I really enjoyed playing Rayquaza. I don't think it's the best pick right now in the format. I think if you're expecting stuff like Kyogre and Groudon, it's exceptionally good. Pending that Kyogres aren't running around with Ice Beam, which typically they aren't right now. It can line up particularly well against them. Obviously need to watch out for like Ice Rider, which we saw yesterday. Not having steel coverage on this team for fairies when you're restricted is weak to fairy is kind of neat, like kind of awkward in my opinion. I can see dropping Urshifu for some steel type. I'm not exactly sure exactly what I would want in that slot, but just something I could think about over, the next couple days and come up with a solution. But that is going to be it, everyone. Thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications when new stuff goes live. And we'll be back next week playing, I believe we're playing Eternatus next week. So I'm really excited to round that one out and figure that one out. So have a good one, everyone. Peace.